Thank you, Mr Speaker. New Zealand First supports this Employment Relations Pay Deduction for Partial Strikes Amendment Bill. We have always believed in the egalitarian principle that a fair day's work deserves a fair day's pay, but both those two things need to go together. To get your fair day's pay, you do have to do a fair day's work, and to be able to withdraw your labour and still get paid doesn't balance in our view. There should be some consequences, and we absolutely support the right to strike and withdraw your labour, but it cannot be done at the expense of your employee who you're bargaining with. That's a disproportionate balance of power, and exactly the opposite of what the previous bill purported to do. So we do think that this rebalances and is proportionate, and it does incentivise both parties to settle. The employer, if there's a partial strike going on, is still paying a price. They've lost that productivity during that period, and the chance of a spurious walkout is mitigated because there is consequences for people withdrawing their labour, workers withdrawing their labour. So it just is sensible to us. It's balanced. It hopefully will save the nuclear option of having to have a lockout or full strikes, because it will incentivise both parties to come to the table. So that seems fair to us. And we have seen the consequences of this at a number of occasions since the law that we're repealing has come into place. Particularly, I know from personal experience, the teachers' strikes that under the last government, where the teachers were just striking and striking and striking, and the inconvenience to the general public was enormous because we didn't have the flexibility and the parents didn't have the flexibility and had to work around all those scenarios. It was tremendously disruptive to the broader community, and the teachers were able to strike with impunity at that point. And that was under the previous administration. So all these dire catastrophising over there from the Green Party, saying that just pay people better. Well, that conceivably they would have been wanting to. They were part of a government and confidence and supply with a government that conceivably would have wanted to pay them as well as they could, but there are real-world consequences. Everyone and every government has got a budget they've got to keep to. Every employer has got a budget they've got to keep to. So this balances that out. We've got consequences on either side. It is a sensible bill. It is a balanced bill, so New Zealand First will commend it to the House.
Yeah. Does he want people to go to Australia? Like, what the fuck are we doing? It's like it's just giving the employer a nuke. It's like, oh no, you don't get to go to partial strike because I'm not listening to you. I get to throw a nuke at you, and I get to shut down the entire business.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way: he was trying to. His speech kind of want to give half a bob to each way.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it needs to be balanced. No. What needs to be balanced is you need to understand why the partial strike is occurring. And you need to understand why people don't want to work under shitty conditions for shitty pay.
Yes, with micromanaged bosses who think acting like Gordon Ramsay is a good way to be a boss.
Like, oh yeah, I'll just wear this T-shirt. Oh yeah, okay, 10% off. Okay, yeah, I'll wear this badge. Another 10% off. Okay, it's like, oh, I want to have a lunch break. Okay, here's another 10% off.
Yeah. I want to take my unpaid lunch break, 10% off.
Yeah.
The 10% deduction sale. See how much you still have left on your pay packet by the end of the pay period.
What is sensible about this? Like, it's just gonna incentivize people to go, fuck it, I'm just gonna go on full strike then. Let's get together, boys. Let's go on strike.